going to get down to the mat. You can come down onto hands and knees and have your feet a few inches, your toes that is, a few inches away from the wall. And we are going to be putting our heels on the wall for a down dog here. But before we go into the down dog, feel the position of your arms and actually pull your elbows in. And as you do that, you'll be externally rotating your upper arms. Notice as you do that, as you externally rotate your upper arms, you get more weight into the thumb sides of your hands. And let's just do a little warm up for the arms of bending the elbows down, keeping them inward. And then as you straighten them, keep them moving towards each other, and you'll really get a strong external rotation. You'll feel the muscles up in here working a lot. So let's repeat that. And as you straighten, keep the elbows in towards each other. Now, keep that quality of action in the arms. It's almost like the muscles are hugging the arms as you press into your hands. Lift your hips. You may need to adjust the position of your feet a little bit. I was a little bit close. Now I need to adjust the position of my hands as well. And then lift your sitting bones high. Pin in your upper arms. Keep that rotation of the upper arms going. And take your sitting bones up and back towards the wall. Move your heels into the wall. Move the front of your shins to the back of your shins. The front of your knees to the back of your knees. The front of your thighs to the back of your thighs. Be soft in your eyes and your jaws. Really active in the arms and the legs here. And then, as you bend your legs to come down, slow down that movement to the floor. Don't just fall out of it, but bring your awareness to the moment of touching both knees. That's a great moment for really activating through the core of yourself. Now, widen your knees, bring your toes together, and come into child's pose. Now, some of you will just repeat your down dog again, and if you're someone who's working on handstand, you can now practice a half handstand at the wall or kicking up to the wall. And the way to practice the half handstand, I think all of you sort of have your way that you're working on this in class, but I'll just show as a reminder. I want to mark where my heels are with the block. I'm not using the block right now, it was just a marker. And then where the heels of my feet, where I'm putting the heels of my hand, and that's going to put me at pretty much of a right angle in my hips when I walk up the wall. I have to really get that action that we were just working on the arms very strongly now, because they will be carrying all my weight. I walk my feet up the wall, and I turn the top of the arms, externally rotating. Again, I'm getting a strong movement of the front of the shins to the back of the shins, the front of the thighs to the back of the thighs, lifting my tailbone up, and trying to bring my shoulder blades on to my back more. When I'm in that position, the shoulders are going to want to fall forward in the room. So be active in your arms, shoulder blades on your back, legs lifting. And then for those of you who are working on kicking up, it can be very useful to have a sense of the shoulder blades like a push down into the floor. And it's a kick with the standing leg, a swing of the other leg. But so here again, I want to get my shoulder blades on my back more. They're falling out to the wall. I turn my arms, I bring my shoulder blades more and more onto my back. And the reach through my legs actually helps sustain the pose. After doing that, everybody can stand up and come into an Uttanasana. I'm letting my hands, they reach the floor, but it actually gives me more of a sense of the legginess of this pose, that I'm going to actually be making length in my legs, lifting my sitting bones as I release my torso down. I widen my elbows out here so that sends a message of widening in the collarbones, and of ease in the torso. So again, I'm trying to create a lift up from the feet, through the thighs, to the sitting bone. Softness in the torso. To come out of it, move your chest forward. You can take a little bend of the legs here, but then do swing up from the hips. One can roll through the spine. That's a beautiful thing to do as well. But in Iyengar Yoga, we work a lot on this feeling that it's come from the hips. Now take a chair, and this can be any chair. Doesn't have to be a yoga chair. And we're going to sit forward on it with legs wide. If this is too much of a stretch on your inner thigh, or if your knees are lifting up over your hips, take a block or blankets, folded blankets, books, so that you'll be up a little bit higher. And that'll be also less of an opening for the inner thigh. So wherever you are, on the block or on the chair, align your feet with your knees here, so that the feet are relating to the thighs, and there's a connection, foot, knee, hip. Notice for the knees not to fall into the metal, you do have to be active from the outer knee to the outer hip, much as in Warrior Two pose or in Parsva Konasana. Feel where you are on your sitting bones. If your sitting bones are your feet, are you more to the toe side or more to the heel side? Try to come right to the center of the sitting bones. Stretch your arms up. Lift your ribs up. Think about lifting the back ribs, as in Warrior Two. And then come to the side. Exhale. Breathe in, lift, connect down, back into that left foot. Exhale and turn. Breathe in, lift. Exhale and turn. And come center. Swing your arms up. And come around. And release. You're welcome to repeat that. But we're going to move on because we have a few more poses to do. So we're going to return to something that's a little bit in the Warrior One family. It's going to give a stretch to the quadriceps. I pretty much like to include a stretch to the quadriceps in every class. In every practice for myself, that is. And I'm putting something soft on the top of the chair right now. It doesn't have to be a sticky mat. It could be a blanket or a towel or something else, and then a blanket or a towel down on the floor. And I can get into this by coming onto hands and knees, and then I'm going to place my left foot or ankle on the seat of the chair and place my knee on the softness, on the padding of the blanket. And then bring my right foot through. And then I'll come up. And then here again, I need to work, as we were doing in Warrior One, with the movement of the tailbone forward as I find the lift of my rib cage up. And I really want to get, so I was mentioning the back ribs before, if my rib cage is a circle, I want to get the back side of the circle lifting as much as the front side. You can take the arms up here. Let's link the thumbs as we did earlier. Pull the thumbs apart to bring the upper arm bones in close to the ears. Continue the lift of the back ribs. Movement of the tailbone forward. And come out of that by putting your hands on the floor, releasing the front foot back, reversing everything. And here we are. Now, if this is a huge stretch for you, you want to move your knee farther away from the chair. My video has gone dark again. I just have to check it. Okay, I think we're good. I hope to figure out this technology more as time goes. So this is my second side. So if that was too much of a stretch, you move your knee farther away from the chair. Okay? You can make this fit you. Make this be a useful stretch for you. You're not trying to reach a platonic ideal. You're trying to get benefit for your body and not be in excruciating pain. So find a way that you can be really present in the structure. So here, I bring my tailbone forward. I try to lift the whole rib cage. If it were a circle, keeping the back of that circle, the circle this way, lifting as much as the front of the circle. Stretch the arms up, link the thumbs. Move your tailbone forward. Keep the back ribs going up. Release your arms. You can repeat that. If that felt like a really big stretch on the thigh, that's great to just stay with that. You can also, this time, creep the front leg forward and then come into more of a lunge. So there's a real, really moving in space, the tailbone forward, swing your arms up, lift your ribs up, especially the back ribs. Lift your chest up and look up. Go step by step to, I missed a step. I just put the foot up on the chair first. And bring the left leg forward. Inch your way forward on your mat. And then lunge your tailbone forward. Lift the ribs, lift especially the back ribs. Lift up, lift your chest. Imagine you're looking from your chest. And put back, hands down to make your way out of it. Okay, now we'll open whatever you have that's soft, folded blanket, folded towel. If you don't have blocks for this, use anything you have in your house. Books, sturdy cardboard box. And we're going to sit here in Hero's pose. You can place this block a little higher. You can put a blanket on the block. You can take 2 blocks. The block is between my heels, and it's wide. It's not this way underneath my sitting bone, but wide ways, so that the sitting bones really know they're on something. They're not kind of perched on the edges. And then I'm going to go into the lying down phase of this. You could just stay here too. If this is a big experience for your feet and your thighs, you can just stay here. If this is already feeling like, yeah, I'm fine here, then we're going to go into the lying down version. And I go back, but I don't want to start out dropping down in the chest and then coming into it. I actually want to start creating the shape of the lift of the chest and bring the bottom of my shoulder blades onto the chair, and then stretching my arms in a victory V here. This block could also be higher, depending on your body shape, but do bring the chair to the bottom of your shoulder blades. That might mean you move the chair forward or back. Now, we'll keep the arms stretching back, and now we'll press into the shins and lift the sitting bones up. So again, it's that feeling of the sitting bones lift, the tailbone is moving forward. Keep reaching your arms and drop the sitting bones down. Reach up again. Stretch your arms maybe through the back of the chair. That's what I just did. And then drop down. So for my arms, that's a kind of nice opening. Some of you may not feel much at all. Some of you, it might be too much. Just keep your arms on the outside if it's too much. One more time. I lift the sitting bones up, saying soften my eyes, soften my jaw, and I drop the sitting bones down. And come up. You can stay in that longer. And now we're going to move towards our final poses. They're in the shoulder stand family. If you are practicing on your own headstand and a full shoulder stand, you could just do that now. You could do headstand, shoulder stand, or headstand, the pose we're about to do, and then shoulder stand, or headstand, shoulder stand, and then the pose that I'm about to do. So I have one blanket. You might actually need two blankets for this one. And I'm going to turn my chair upside down. This won't be one of those bucket popping positions, though you may be relieved to hear. And I'm placing a soft blanket on the crossbar of the chair. And then I'm going to place a sticky mat on the top of the chair. And then on top of the sticky mat, a second blanket. So I'm going to place my hips on that blanket. And I'm not going to be really resting here. If it feels like the bar is in a funny place, don't worry too much about it. Because what I'm going to be doing, what I'm going to be doing is holding on to that bar, rolling my arm bone under, and pressing my feet into the chair, and taking my arm bones, I feel as though I'm doing this the wrong way. I'm just going to flip the chair around. I think I got that wrong. Part of my limited technology is I don't know how to start this tape and then just continue on again. So we are going to flip it. Sorry about that. The bucket side is facing this way. Oh yes, that's going to be better. But I can still have a little blanket here for softness. Actually, let's turn the blanket this way for softness. Okay, so I'm scooting inside the chair and placing, I can hold the So I can hold the sides of my mat, roll my arm bones under, press my feet down, and lift my hips up. And come down and rest. And press the feet down, roll the arm bones under. And come down and rest. Last time, press the feet down. So this is giving us a lot of the actions that we need for our full shoulder stand. But as with all shoulder stand, make sure your eyes are soft, your throat is soft, but work in your legs, work in your arms. Feel the lift of the buttocks here. And then release down. And then we can take a final Shavasana here, scooting a little closer in on the chair and placing the backs of your knees over the chair. So experiment with this, see how it feels for you. And if it's not super comfortable, you can just take a, or you could do this first and then do a final flat Shavasana. I like this a lot, so I'm going to take my Shavasana here. I take my glasses off. I let my arms sort of be free at my sides. Actually, to feel space on your side body here is nice. Releasing your eyes. Release your jaw. And let go of the back of your neck. Let your abdomen release down to your back body. This position of the legs provides a slight traction for the back. It's a little bit like I'm hanging from the back of my knees here. Try to allow yourself to rest in that hanging sensation, sort of like you're in a hammock. Let go. And to come out of that pose, you can come out when you're ready. You just put your feet on the top of the chair and wriggle your way out and turn to your side. Namaste.